Hey, what's up everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood French Canadian, aka V-Slayer. So I wasn't expecting to do a video about these freaking clues again, but here we are. Now, why am I doing this? Because of one tweet, one simple tweet. So this tweet reads, Mr. Boon, are all the clues leading to one character, or is every clue for a different character? And Ed Boon, of course, has to answer different. Now, why has no one, myself included, thought about asking him this from the very beginning? Right? Because as I said in my previous video, the one I did yesterday, Saturday, is that he said this is a clue to what's coming next to MK11, not who's coming next. And now he's saying that every single clue, all the 4 clues, are not pointing to one character each, so different characters. So we're gonna have to re-examine every single clue and to see which character it might point to. Now there are 6 characters in every combat pack, 3 guests, and 3 Mortal Kombat characters. So let's try to figure this out one by one. So we're going to have our Google handy. We're gonna need it, and let's go to the first clue. Alright, sorry for blinding y'all for like 2 seconds. So this first clue, Queen gives you your first clue at what's coming for MK11. Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, right? It's the song. And then he writes, open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. So a lot of people are saying it's a character that can fly, right? Or levitate. So a lot of people are thinking it's Nitara, which she has wings, but no, it doesn't mean she can fly because I don't think we've ever seen her fly actually. But who else can fly? So we have Ermac, but Ermac has been deconfirmed a lot. You know, he's actually in the crypt, dead. But still, I don't think that means much, to be honest. So I still think it could be him. So we have Nitara, Ermac, and then who else can fly that Ed Boon could possibly get his hands on? Superman, right? Superman or Supergirl, obviously. And it's weird because if you look at his Twitter feed, he's been tweeting about Superman a lot. Here, and here, and here again. So he's been talking about Superman a lot. I'm not sure if it's related. I'm not sure if DC would like Superman or Supergirl to be in a Mortal Kombat game and get dismembered really horribly. But it's still a possibility, right? And I know I said in past videos that perhaps DC wouldn't want their heroes to make an appearance in Mortal Kombat because of the gore, because of how violent it is. That is all speculation, and it mostly comes from the fact that they didn't want their heroes to kill people, like in Mortal Kombat versus DC, but that's like years and years ago, right? So I don't know how true that statement still is. So I'm still gonna put the Kryptonians in my list because they fit the description of look up to the sky and see, right? And another really cool thing is if you look movies that came out in 1994, and if we cross-reference, let's get super deep into it like FBI agents, if we cross-reference 1984 movies with look up to the sky and see, so something or someone that can fly, what do we get, guys? What do we get? We get Supergirl. We get the Supergirl movie that came out in 1984. Interesting indeed. Interesting. Now, obviously, this might not even be anything really, but it's still interesting to look into. And a lot of other movies have came out in 1984, which is referenced in 2 of the clues that could be characters that could make it into Mortal Kombat. So it's kind of funny, we have all these characters that are actually all related, sort of, you know, with NRS and WB, right? Because they're all appeared in one of their games. So we got Terminator, Supergirl, we got, and Jason from Friday the 13th, right? So okay, let's recap. For me personally, the first clue could be referring to Nitara, Ermac, Superman, Supergirl, right? But also look up to the skies and see what's in the skies, what falls from the sky. Rain, of course. It could also be rain for this one. Now there's a lot of other characters that can float and levitate and fly in the DC universe, but because the year 1984 matches with Supergirl, because Ed Boon has been talking about Superman non-stop on his Twitter feed, I'm gonna go ahead and add him to my list. Alright, now let's go to clue number 2 and number 2.5. So I think this is the one that has a ton of options. So this second clue is an official trailer for Nightmare on Elm Street, again 1984. And he says that it's related to the title in 2.5 right here. The full title is A Nightmare on Elm Street 1984 official trailer, Wes Craven, Johnny Depp, horror movie HD. So it could be any word in this title, right? Let's start from left to right. Nightmare. Again, as I said in a previous video, it could be Nightmare from the Soul Calibur series. So these clues I went over in the previous video, but let's just quickly go over them. Elm is a type of tree. Smoke could be spotted in Mortal Kombat 2 in the Living Forest stage, so he was hiding behind a tree. To me, that is probably the most plausible answer to this clue. So popular Wes Craven characters could be anything from Ghostface to even Dracula, because Wes Craven actually directed Dracula 2000, the movie, right? And then if we look at Johnny Depp, it could be Johnny Depp characters like Sweeney Todd, as I said. Ed Boon did deconfirm Edward Scissorhands, so I don't think it's him. So we have, again, a few possible answers for this clue. So clue number 2, we could have Nightmare from the Soul Calibur series. We could have Human Smoke specifically. We could have Ghostface or Dracula, or we could have Sweeney Todd. Now this is a clue that has stumped me the most, actually. He says, seriously, number 6. Now what could number... So the thing that I talked about in my video is that it's referring to Mortal Kombat Deception, right? It is the 6th game in the franchise. So there's a lot of characters in that game that hasn't appeared yet in a Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11. You know, they haven't appeared in a long time, actually, even Mortal Kombat 9. And we're not going to count people who appear in the story mode, because let's say, for example, Lei Mei, she appears in the MKX story mode, but she wasn't a playable character. So if we look through this list, who could they be referring to? We got Melina, of course, we got Havik, Lei Mei, Ermac, but again, he's been sort of deconfirmed, so we're not going to count him in. Smoke, Noob's already in. Smoke is already in. Another clue, I believe. Otaru, which I think he was, fake leaked a while back, like before the game came out, and that hasn't turned out to be true. So we also have Ashra, Dario, Cobra, I forget this dude's name, the discount Blade, and then Kira, I think her name is, and then like Zombie Liu Kang. So there's a few characters here that he could be talking about. If we go the 6th character on the select screen, it goes to characters that are already in MK11, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. So I said in another video that I previously thought that this was still referring to Rain, because Rain is in the conquest mode of this specific game, but there's a lot of NPCs. So it could be so many characters. So there's been a lot of leaks pointing to Havik. Honestly, I think Havik, Lei Mei could actually make it in the game. So I'm gonna put Havik and Lei Mei for my choices for clue number 3. So let's go to the final clue. Clue number 4, 6 degrees. So someone quickly figured out that the 6th belt in the kickboxing, which is the discipline Cobra is a master in, is purple. So the 6th belt is purple. So again, it could be referring to Rain, but a lot of other characters are purple. A lot of people say Melina is pink, but her original color, when she first appeared in Mortal Kombat, she was purple, and so is Rain. So we got Rain, Lei Mei, and Melina, possibly. And I think I'm going to put Cobra in here anyways. I'm going to contradict myself and say that it's possible that it's him, because 6 Degrees is also a song by a band named Cobra, right? So far we have a ton of characters that could be. I'll put them all on the screen to your left so you can see clue number 1 and all the characters I talked about. For clue number 1 would be Superman or Supergirl. For clue number 2, it will be Smoke. And for clue number 2, I just realized that I forgot to talk about this, but Robert Englund, obviously his name is not in the title, but he's Freddy Krueger. Now, he said, Ed Boon said he wasn't Freddy Krueger. What if he's referring to the title of his tweet? Now, Freddy Krueger is played by Robert Englund, who also voices Scarecrow in Injustice 2. So I feel it's really hard to say, because I wanted this to be about Smoke. But technically, Ed did tell Losty that it wasn't him, so I'm gonna go with Scarecrow as the most probable character for this clue. Now for clue number 3, the seriously 6, I'm gonna go with, I know I'm biased, this is definitely 100 biased opinion, but I'm going to go with Melina. Because every combat pack has one woman at least. Actually, all of them always have one by NRS. I don't know what's their deal, man, but always one female character per combat pack, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it's Melina. Lei Mei could be a possibility, but and I understand this means, you know, she could actually make it in because she hasn't been in an MK game in a long time. But again, I'm biased. I'm gonna go with my girl, Melina. And for clue number 4, I'm 100% going to go with Rain for that one because of the purple belt clue. So there's a lot of reference to the color purple and the word Rain. So maybe 3 of those characters are actually Rain, Melina, and Lei Mei, right? Which would be a first for NRS because they've never done 2 female characters in a combat pact, as I just said before. But that is also a possibility. A slight one, a very, very slight one, guys, but it is a possibility nonetheless, and I want to like put all of those ideas out there, you know. And now, it wouldn't be complete if I didn't talk about this one picture that Ed Boon posted. Now, he posted it twice in a row, right? One of those memes where a lot of people respond to like, there's a gun to your head, what are your last words? And he replied, and then I feel like he was like, this image would be good for a clue. And then he says, next DLC is, and then a gunshot thing. And he posted that same picture. So he reposted that same picture. Now, is it a clue? I don't know, because he doesn't specifically say that it is, right? So we can still speculate, but I don't think it is clue number 5. But if I would to hazard a guess, I'm gonna go ahead and say Stryker, right? And now I don't know if you guys remember this old leak, like before the game came out. Someone said that Cassie had the voice lines. She was singing the Bad Boys theme song to a specific character, and we haven't seen this in the game yet, at least I don't think. So maybe it is actually Stryker. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's him that this clue is referring to. So these are all the characters I think these clues might be referring to. We're gonna wait for 2 more clues, or you know, 1.5 if you count this last one as a clue. So let me know, who do you think out of all of these, which character is pointed to in each clue that we got? So guys, have an awesome Sunday. So take care, people. I'll see you all very soon. Peace out.